Not so fast!
You won't get away with this.
I take it you saw everything.
Who are you, really?
Carly? Not you as well.
What are you doing?
I thought I asked you to trust me, Carly.
I did, but you lied to everyone. You lied to me.
Only when I had to. Rule 1, the doctor lies.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Doctor.
Why not?
Yes, sir. Is he in there? The doors are locked.
Sorry, that was me. Can't have you all tagging along.
Don't worry, he can't escape.
Can't I?
But what was it all for? Why are you doing all of this?
Why, to save the world. Which I just did, thank you very much.
You did?
The other versions of me. Out there. I had you collect them, Robbie. And when the time was right, I put them in the right place. Helping a hacker take down Earth's defenses so we'd all live a bit longer. Saving the Prime Minister so he could play his part, as we just saw. Getting Susie Joe out in one piece, not that she'd ever thank me. This was my plan, and it worked. That's not gonna work! Time I was off.
He's stealing the TARDIS!
Don't worry, I'm only taking mine. Carly, place your hands on the console.
Don't do it, Carly.
I still need you, Carly. Please trust me one more time.
I'm sorry. He's the doctor.
No!
Where is he?
He just vanished! Him and the girl!
Girl? What girl?
He took his TARDIS. He's gone. They could be anywhere.
Didn't you take the precautions we talked about, child?
Yes, before he came back, I removed the components you told me to. The directional controls. I think he was in such a hurry he didn't even notice. So he has no way of steering the TARDIS. And he took Carly with him.
Carly? Carly who?
This will have to be my last entry. Now, don't look back at the rest of this tape, whatever you do, old chap. Robbie here should have filled you in on everything you need to know, but remember this. They're out there, somewhere. That imposter and the girl. Carly Jacobs, remember her? The young child you met during that recent business with the Master. He's kidnapped her. If you ever come across them again, save her, and don't trust him. But it's time. Time to take the last pill and forget this forever. It's been a strange old adventure, Doctor. You may never know what you did, but rest assured, you did yourself proud. How do I turn this off, Robbie?
That button there, Doctor.
Oh, yes, I see.
You thought you saved the world, Doctor. But you didn't. You didn't even save me.
Aha! There you are.
Not so fast, Doctor.
Napoleon Bonaparte. We meet again. Still short as ever.
You will leave now, or your young companion will suffer the consequences.
I'm sorry, Doctor. He came up behind me.
Hand over the stone.
It's not for you, Boney.
You have tricked me once, Doctor. Do not try again.
Yes, sorry about that. It really wasn't up the Sphinx's nose, was it?
A stone will give me immortality. I must have it.
I think someone else might have something to say about that.
What was that?
Immortality, didn't you say? Do you think you'd actually be the first one to try it? Say hello to the Emperor Peppy. He's nearly 4,000 years old. Do you really want to end up looking like him?
What time is it, Doctor? Is that you?
Your Excellency. Alas, you have awoken too soon again.
This is always happening.
Just give it a few more 100 years, and they'll be able to sort out that skin problem of yours.
Right you are.
Doctor, was that a mummy?
Shh! He can still hear you, you know. Now, where were we?
The immortality stone?
Oh, that. Yes, can't have it getting into the wrong hands. Catch! We'll throw it into a black hole or something. That isn't what we were looking for anyway.
You mean Napoleon almost killed me for no reason at all? Doctor, I've had enough. You can't control your TARDIS, and everywhere we land, we seem to end up in danger. This time I'm not getting back on board. I'm staying here. We're only a few hundred years from my own time.
He was quite a collector, that old Peppy. It must be here somewhere. Aha!
What is that supposed to be?
This, Carly, is the directional circuit of a Type 40 TARDIS. It was my spare. Always knew it would turn up somewhere. I think I lost it to one of the emperors in a game of dice.
But does that mean?
Yes. Get your things. We're going home.
He has returned, as was foretold.
Ah, home again. Home again. Jiggity jig. Come along, Carly. Don't be shy.
Where are we? I thought you were taking me back to Canterbury.
Soon. Not yet. Still a lot to do first.
Your mission was a success, my lord?
Yes, it was. The alliance between the Jihadi and humanity is secured from 2020 AD onwards. Have your scribes go through the timeline for me.
It will be done.
And what of events here?
More uprisings, my lord. Unrest.
The Kaled mutations?
Not just them. The Cult of Chance burnt another effigy of you on the western shore.
Oh dear. Was it a good likeness? By the way, this is Carly, my former and latest traveling companion. Carly? Carly?
She appears to have fled, my lord. Shall we have her found?
No, let her go.
I've had it with him. He's insane. Where are we? Who's that? Who's there? No. Stay away. Stay back.
And my other selves?
We have gone through your timeline. All the incarnations you utilized are now back in their respective points in time. Your personal history should be unaffected.
Need I remind you, my lord, that the circle is nearly complete? You will do well to prepare.
Yes, I know. Hand me the telepathic circuits, would you? Let's go back and view the memories again.
How far back, my lord? Your time in Hawaii?
No, not that far. Let's start from when I woke up in the TARDIS. Robbie was standing over me. Yes, here we are.
Doctor? Doctor?
Robbie, was I asleep, my dear? I had the strangest dream. You'd left the TARDIS, and I was on holiday.
I did leave, Doctor. You'd better sit down. This could take a while.
And Robbie told me what had happened. Why I had no memory of ending my trip. I'd been summoned by a future incarnation of myself. She couldn't tell me exactly how, but I'd managed to turn his plan around and expose him as a lying meddler. In order that he not gain the upper hand, I'd wiped my own memory over and over again.
I don't know what to say, Robbie.
Doctor, it's okay. I know it wasn't you. It was someone who'd stolen your memories. Or a potential you. From a different universe or something. I know bad things can happen around you, Doctor. But you're never the cause of them.
My dear Robbie. I've just realized. We're not moving. The TARDIS is parked. Where are we?
Canterbury.
Canterbury.
If it's all right with you, before you wiped your memory, you promised me that one last trip.
One last trip? Well, of course. Where to, my dear?
Back to London. Last time I had to get a plane back from Pittsburgh, but I need to get there right away, see who's left in my team. And you made me promise to show you something, too.
I did? What was that?
When we emerged from the TARDIS, I could scarcely believe my eyes. The buildings around us were on fire, and on the riverbank opposite stood a row of burnt-out tanks. It took me a moment to work out where I was. Before us, what was left of London Bridge jutted out over the Thames. London Bridge had fallen down. Could I have really been responsible for all this?
The Prime Minister has already been on television, saying how it was all a big misunderstanding. Each side was scared of the other. But you asked me to show you all this. I think you wanted to shock yourself.
I can see what I meant. Robbie, I promise you that I would never let anything like this happen. Whoever this man was, it wasn't me.
This was where I worked until this afternoon.
Unified Intelligence Task Force. Unit.
Just freelanced these last years. But that was where we... No, I'd better not say. Anyway, I want to help out. See if they can find anyone alive in there.
It looks as though it took a direct hit.
They fought to the end. Bought the Prime Minister enough time to get out of the city.
The poor fellows.
You asked me to tell you the name of the man who was leading them. Colonel Triad. He used to travel with you.
Triad? Not Mark Triad.
I met him this morning. Seems so long ago now.
Mark? What have I done?
Doctor, it wasn't you.
But it was. Why? Why do they all trust me? I was only supposed to be giving him a lift back to his own time. But they wouldn't let him leave. Just like I keep all of you prisoner.
Doctor.
You were right to run when you did. Look what follows in my wake. Death. Only death. I must find Serena. Tell her the truth. Tell her it's all my fault.
Doctor, stop it. Colonel Triad trusted you for the same reason we all do. Because you earned it. You're the greatest good this universe has ever seen.
I have fooled you as well. I will not become the man who did this. I won't!
You never were. They're starting to dig through the rubble. I'd better go.
You don't have to. You could always come with me again, Robbie.
It's a lot to take in, I know. But that's what I did last time, after Ben died. I ran away with you. I've changed, Doctor. I'm staying.
Very well. It was a pleasure to know you, Miss Peterson.
Likewise.
Robbie!
Phil?
What happened? Robbie! I can't breathe.
Sorry.
Poor Mark. Commander Mark Triad. I'm so very sorry.
And that would be the only thing I'd try to change in the end. Before the attack, when I saw Mark finally for the last time, I tried to convince him to leave with my other incarnations, knowing that if he stayed and did his duty, he would be killed. A futile gesture, but worth a try nonetheless. Or was it? Did I really think I could stop him from doing his duty as he saw it? Did I try hard enough? I could have had K9 stun him and take him away to safety. No, you're only fooling yourself, Doctor. You'd grieved for Mark all those years ago when you first found out, and when the time came, you looked him in the eye and let him go to his death. Mark Triad, your friend. Always so brave, so dutiful. I could scarcely believe it back then. I stood at the console setting the controls, wondering what to say to Serena when I arrived, but I would never get there.
Hello? Who's that? Is someone there?
He just stood there. The bald man in the smart clothes. And his eyes.
What the? Who are you? How did you get into my TARDIS?
Who am I? You'll work that out in a few seconds. Right now, you're thinking, it can't be! Excuse me, could I get to the console?
It's you!
And then you realize. Hello.
They said I'd defeated you. You disappeared.
And now I'm back. Took me a few months, relatively speaking, to track down a spare navigation circuit.
Where are we going? I was going to see...
Serena. Yes, I know. We have more important places to be. Besides, she doesn't need to see you.
I want a chance to explain.
I know, but put yourself in her shoes. She just lost her husband. What good will it do? Just admit it. You're not going for her sake, but yours. You want her forgiveness, don't you? Pathetic.
Then where are you taking my TARDIS, Answer me that.
Make yourself at home. After all this will be yours one day.
Mine?
You don't have to be frightened, you know. You're my past self. I wouldn't do anything to harm you. Oh, and that little plan of yours won't work. I'm not easily distracted. If you turn around, you'll see that my guards have already got the doors of the TARDIS covered. You can't escape.
What is this place? Where are we? When are we?
Let's see, if they still use the Judeo-Christian calendar here, we're around about the year 800,000, give or take a day. And we've only moved about half a mile or so, relatively speaking.
You mean we're still on Earth?
Indeed we are. This way, come.
Good grief!
At this point in history, I can rule openly. This citadel is 10 miles high. Took them 3,000 years to finish it.
You made humanity build this monstrosity?
I didn't make them do it. They were happy to. They worship me in this era. Just think how we've shaped human history over the years, making sure the right things happen, that Earth doesn't get invaded at the wrong time. I've made them the most important form of life in the universe. Don't I deserve some thanks?
This is wrong. I help out when I can, and I don't deny I have a soft spot for this little planet, but you can't justify this.
Can't I? Do you even know what you just helped me achieve?
Helped you? I was led to believe I had put a stop to whatever you were planning.
Yes, they would think that. And I only found out how you did it today, so I won't ruin things for you. Very clever, I'll give you that. But, you didn't change anything.
I didn't?
I needed to help humanity forge an alliance at exactly the right time. The Jihadi had a great many things to offer them.
Jihadi? So Robbie was correct. I'd assumed she'd misheard. But the Jihadi live in E-space. They couldn't survive in this universe, surely.
Correct. But we'd left a friend of ours out there once, didn't we? Susie Jo Parker. The TARDIS helped convert her matter when she first arrived, but with the right equipment, you would still be able to extract end-space matter from her.
Not while she was alive, or the poor girl would be tortured.
Yes, that was an unfortunate necessity. But she'll survive. She even decided to stay in end-space. Once the Jihadi had crossed over, the next stage of my plan came into effect. I snuck aboard their ship just before they sent one of their ambassadors to investigate the planet below them. Took out a few vital parts so his ship crashed in Canterbury. Made sure UNIT picked him up. Then ensured he met with a little accident.
You had him killed?
Indirectly. One life for many. Then, once the Jihadi started to retaliate, I needed to get the Prime Minister in the right place so he could offer his life in return for peace. But before that, I had to make sure humanity didn't get themselves wiped out, so I needed to stop them from retaliating, and I needed to rescue Susie Joe. That's why I needed your help, all of you. I couldn't have done it alone.
What a preposterous scheme.
Is it? Who else can I trust to get the job done other than myself?
But why do it at all? An alliance between humanity and Jihadi, why?
So young and naive. How many times have we saved the Earth? I've lost count. Running around battling Daleks and Xylons and other beasties too numerous to mention. But I'm not young anymore. Not like you. I'm too old to stumble around, constantly getting into trouble. With everything I've learned, all my experience, wouldn't it be irresponsible if I didn't put all that to some greater use?
Well, that doesn't answer the question.
Of course it does. Don't be so obtuse. Humanity needed our protection. But what if we could advance them to the point where we weren't needed anymore? Make them so strong, no one would dare harm them.
You've turned them into an empire.
Yes, but not just anyone. A powerful, undefeatable empire, safe from anyone who would do them harm. Even the Cybermen fear humanity now. This is a great good we've done. We've given Earth the chance it needed to grow up and take her place as the seed of the galaxy.
I must admit, you have me at a loss for words.
You should be impressed. Getting humanity to this position wasn't easy. The right steps at the right time, the right wars, the right allies, everything matters. And this was the last piece of the puzzle. My work is complete. No race has ever been as powerful, as influential, and as important as the human race is right now. All thanks to us.
The Master was right. All those years. And he was right.
What was that?
There you are, my lord.
The time draws near.
Ah, good. May I introduce the Minister of Facts and the Minister of Shadows, my two closest colleagues. They keep an eye on things when I'm not here. This man needs no introduction, of course.
It is always an honor to meet the former incarnations of our Lord.
They know who I am.
Naturally.
If I may say so, sir, you were always my favorite one.
Flattery will get you nowhere, Fact. I know what you're thinking. Matrix nodes. Fact here monitors the past. Shadow here monitors the future. Helps keep things simple.
Androids?
No, they were companions of mine originally, long after your time.
You did this to them?
Questions. Fact, would you be so kind as to tell us how my latest mission in Earth's past turned out?
Let's see. 2020. The Jihadi fleet strike a bargain with humanity and agree to trade some of their weaponry in return for haven in one of the less inhabited areas of the planet. The Antarctic, as it turns out.
Then what?
2026. A cyanide spore lands in New York. Before it engulfs the city, the Jihadi weaponry is used to destroy it. Without this, all life would have ended on the planet.
Then, a few hundred years later?
Yes. 2541. The Jihadi joined the alliance against the Daleks, ultimately proving vital to its victory in the war. Earth becomes the hub of a galactic empire. Then...
And so on and so on. You see?
Oh, this is meddling on a vast scale. Entire strands of history have been changed. You should never have started.
A little nudge here, a little there. What would you rather have happened? Earth get destroyed?
Of course not. But I see your problem in a way. Once you've started, you can't stop.
No. This is my job. I'm the Doctor. I fix the universe, make it better.
How egotistical. And what about the Time Lords? They would never allow interference on this vast of a scale.
You know as well as I do that Earth means less than nothing to them. As long as I did not alter events which allowed the human race to prematurely discover time travel, the High Council didn't even bat an eye. Or I should say, didn't have the servants bat their eyes. This is as good as it gets. The universe is never safer than right now. Think of how many people are out there happy and alive because of what we've accomplished.
But it's not perfect, is it? It can't be.
No, there is still unrest, even here. I've made enemies. For every one of them that loves me, another wants me dead.
Ungrateful, aren't they? Unable to accept your magnificent benevolence.
It has been difficult. There is a fine line between benefaction and tyranny. I told myself it was necessary, that the only way I could protect them was to control them, that the end... How many times have we heard others justify themselves the very same way? I've done all I can. The end has come. This is my retirement now.
Retirement?
I will make a speech at dawn to my subjects, letting them know that I am moving on.
The Empire will crumble.
We've been through this over and over again. There is no other way. From this point on, my empire falls no matter what I do. No way of stopping it. Nothing can last forever.
You still haven't told me why I'm here.
You are always here. You must be present at the end.
An attack! Get down! In fact, protect me. I mean him.
Yes, my lord.
Unhand me!
Put your hands up. This way.
My lord, they have us.
I mean, I've run away. Coward!
Don't put yourself down, my lord.
I'm not your... Oh, never mind. Kidnapped by angry rebels. After sparring with myself, this comes as a welcome relief. This way, did you say? Come on. We don't want to get rescued anytime soon, do we?
My lord may emerge. They have fled with their prisoners.
That was close. Have the guards chase them a bit.
Yes, my lord.
How much longer are we going to keep going? I'm not exactly a spring chicken, you know. About time.
We got him!
Doctor?
What did I tell you? It was easy. The guards up there are deserting in droves these days.
This isn't him. I mean, it is, but he's the wrong one. How did he even get here?
Have we met, young lady?
You don't remember me? Figures. I'm Carly. Carly Jacobs.
Carly? But not that young girl. Surely not.
It's me, Doctor.
But you belong in the 21st century, my dear. What on earth are you doing here?
It's a long story. You were supposed to get the other one.
It is said the Doctor has many faces, and that one here called this man Lord.
I have failed you, Doctor. Forgive these loose lips.
Stop whining, man. Show some decorum.
This isn't the one we wanted. He's not from here. He just travels in the TARDIS.
May I ask, my dear, what did you want with my future incarnation?
I'm trying to save his life. Your life.
You are? Well, forgive me if I sound ungrateful, but I was led to believe that this group here opposed his rule.
Aye, and that we do. One of our sister groups plan to execute the Doctor at his next public appearance.
We can't let that happen.
I agree. But may I ask what your particular motivations are? Surely not altruism.
If it were up to me, I'd kill you here and now and prevent this whole timeline from taking place. But the Khalid mutations want to do things their way, prevent damaging the time stream any more than it is.
Khalid mutations? You mean Daleks? They're part of this?
I don't know what these Daleks are, but the legends say that the Khalids were the Doctor's oldest and most ruthless enemies, murdering monsters that used to live in shells and destroy everything that stood before them. But he welcomed them into his empire all the same.
They used to live in shells? They don't anymore?
Why would they? They're humanoid, just like us.
Really? The mutation finally came full circle then.
What's that?
Nothing, Jared. Go on, please.
The Khalids plan to assassinate the Doctor. Some of them still regard him as their mortal enemy. And if half of what they tell us is true, he should be the enemy of every living thing in the cosmos.
What have they told you?
It is hard to know what to believe. The Doctor can travel in time, everyone knows that. But the Khalids claim our ancestors could as well, and there are some that still have the ability to see through time. We've seen it. They know things no one can possibly know. Predict things that come true without fail. and they claim that they can tell when something has been changed.
Alternate outcomes?
They say the Doctor is constantly changing reality. If you stand against him, he will destroy you before you were even born. When the seer of the College looked at me, she said I should be completely different from what I am today. She could see a wife and children that never existed. Who knows how many of us are living lives that never should be? People, races, worlds that no longer exist because this Doctor erased them from history. He is a monster that hides the atrocities he commits. But we will no longer stand for it. Even if it means being wiped from time itself, we must try. We want our freedom.
I had no idea he was capable of such a...
Yes, you did. You always knew. And may your soul rot for letting it come this far. Now we have a chance to stop him.
By preventing his assassination?
Yes.
Why?
Because the Doctor is the one who has arranged his own execution.
What?
A Khalid double agent who was careful enough to record all his conversations accepted money from a stranger at the docks of a city in the north. He modulated his voice, but we unscrambled it.
It was the Doctor.
That Doctor? This one up there?
Exactly. He met with the Khalid mutations and set up the assassination. The Doctor was behind it all along.
But that doesn't make any sense.
That's why we need to stop him. He must have a motive. Maybe it's part of some larger scheme, some sort of trap.
A fake attempt on his life could be the excuse he needs to commit even further atrocities on us.
You, Minister, what do you know about this?
I am not privy to events in the future. Ask me after it has happened.
I'll bear that in mind.
Dawn is in less than an hour.
We haven't a moment to lose. We must find that assassin and stop him.
It is time, my lord.
They are assembled?
They are waiting for you.
So, I wasn't sure whether I would be frightened or not. I'm mildly disappointed to find out I'm terrified. Never did like public speaking. Citizens! This is the Doctor speaking. So glad to see you here. There comes a time in everyone's life.
Stop! Stop!
Already? I've got another few pages to go through yet.
Get off the balcony!
Shan't. And stand a little to the right. I remember you being more to the right at this part.
Galia and her friends have worked out where the assassin is. Whatever you planned has failed.
Do you think this is a surprise to me? How could I forget any of this? How do you even think you made it through all my security? I told them to let you through because I was here before. Stop trying to interfere with history. You can't win.
I don't know what you're planning, but I'm putting a stop to it. I'm saving your life whether you like it or not.
Ow! Get off me!
Stop struggling. Almost there. Just a little to the left.
Stop! Put the gun down!
Stay back.
Don't do this.
You have to the count of 3 to get out of here. 1.
He's using you, just like he uses everyone. He wants you to shoot him.
Good. Far be it for me to deny my liege lord's request. That man down there wiped out every last one of my people, and I am going to give them their revenge. 2.
We agree. He needs to be stopped, but not like this. This is how he wants it. The Khaleds may have hired you, but the Doctor knew their plans all along. You're playing right into his hands.
Not even the Lord of Time can protect himself from the Tensile bullet.
It's all a game. With us, all of us. He manipulated me, made me trust him. He even manipulated himself. See that man down there talking to him?
The old guy?
He's a younger regeneration of the Doctor, and he's just as angry as you. We're all trying to stop him, but this isn't the way.
A younger version? You mean if I killed him instead, I could change everything? The Doctor wouldn't even exist.
You can't do that.
I could save my people.
No!
You must come inside.
3, 2, 1. Get down!
No!
Oh! That hurts.
Stay down. Don't try to move. Come on! Get help! Minister of Shade or whatever you are.
There is nothing more to be done.
You missed! You hit the other one.
I had him in my sights, but the doctor pushed his younger self aside. He took the bullets.
They'll be looking for you now.
I don't care. I was prepared to die ever since he destroyed my world. I suggest you don't be around here when the guards come.
Stay with me, old man.
Who are you calling old?
The shot passed right through both your hearts.
Ah, I know.
Everything happened exactly as you remembered, didn't it?
Of course it did. How do you think I knew to push you out of the way? You should have learned by now that not even we can alter what is in the past. All Carly managed to do up there was convince him that you were a better target than me. She'll explain it to you any second. Don't thank me for saving your life.
Doctor!
Carly!
We tried to stop him.
Yes, I know all about it. What are we going to do? Nobody's acting like their leader has just been shot. Where are the guards?
Remember, they're under orders not to intervene. I organized all this. It must occur exactly as before.
Well, then what happens next?
Help me up.
Carly, take his arm. You really shouldn't try to move. You'll bleed out.
This way. To the... to the TARDIS.
I'm sorry, Doctor. This is all my fault.
Nonsense. We all played our parts just as he intended us.
Carly. Carly. Did you enjoy our travels, Carly?
It wasn't exactly through choice, Doctor. We were in a TARDIS you couldn't control.
We had fun, didn't we? I wished it could have lasted a little longer. Oh. Look after her, Doctor. Make sure she's safe. We owe her that.
I don't need looking after.
Are you going to regenerate? It should have started by now.
Shot through both hearts? Interesting question. I'm not sure myself. Feels different this time.
Then, what happens next? You ought to know.
You helped me into the TARDIS. It dematerializes. That's all I know. Maybe I just want to die alone. It feels good. After all these years, not knowing what happens next. Help me in.
No, I'm breaking the chain, doing things differently. Destiny? Pah! I'm in control of my actions, and I will not end up like you.
That's what I said too. Fine. Leave me here. Watch me die. Or give yourself a chance. Who knows what happens if you don't know the ending?
Very well. It will be different for me. I shall learn from your mistakes here.
Goodbye, Carly. Goodbye, Doctor. Doctor. Maybe I should get a new name while I'm at it. Don't forget, look after her. That was the last I saw of him, my future self. When we got back to the balcony, the Minister of Shadows had vanished. The crowd had already started to disperse. Miss Jacobs said goodbye to her newfound friends as we left in my TARDIS. I could scarcely believe that this was the same little girl who had helped me defeat the Master, all grown up. There were so many questions I wanted to ask her.
Is this home?
The Canterbury School for Girls. I saw the insignia on your rucksack. Quite a few of my friends are alumni. I wonder if any of them still live in the area.
This is goodbye then.
Well, I was going to say...
What?
You've been away for several months, is that correct?
Something like that.
This is a time machine, remember? I brought you back the day after you left, according to the TARDIS.
What's your point?
I did promise him I'd look after you. You could always come with me. You wouldn't miss any more of your studies. You could return whenever you liked.
No offense, Doctor, but I don't trust you anymore.
No, but Carly, that man wasn't me. Time can be rewritten. If anything, that little experience may have given me a very severe wake-up call.
Doctor, that man manipulated me, dragged me across all of time and space. Right now I'm just glad to be back where I belong. Just stay away from me, Doctor. Please, just stay away.
Carly.
I knew she had been through a tough time, but I couldn't forget my promise. I jumped forward a week in the TARDIS and popped in to see how she was. What I finally managed to get out of her flatmate was that she'd left, leaving no forwarding address. She knew I'd look for her. Later, I realized she must have taken my tape recorder. Robbie had pointed it out to me, told me not to listen to it unless I ran into him again. Carly told me years afterwards that she'd wanted something to prove that her experiences in the TARDIS were real. It would be 10 years before I would meet her again. But that's another story for another time.
To absent friends.
Cheers.
It isn't right. If none of this was supposed to happen, then why can't we go back and change it?
Oh, Dara, how many times have I asked myself that question? But I comfort myself knowing that the human spirit is eternal, and that they will remain alive to us as long as we keep their memories.
I can't believe that was you, Doctor. I won't. You could never have been so cruel. Never have done those things.
Was he? K9?
Sensors record variances between the different Doctor Masters. This unit is unable to verify with certainty the identity of the subject.
It's all right, K9. We know you did your best.
But what about you, Doctor? Surely you know yourself.
A person changes over time, Lissa. Truth be told, I hardly recognize myself in this very room.
We'll never know if that doctor was really me or not. At least, not until the fullness of time.
I know he was not. I know it in my heart. And that's good enough for me.
Me too.
My dear Christine, so grown up. It is good to see you again. All of you. I want you to know that I've never forgotten our times together.
How could you?
A man is the sum of his memories. A Time Lord, even more so. And you make up the best of mine.
As much as I would love to continue this, I'm afraid we do have to be going.
Must you?
We're outside of our normal timeline. The longer we delay, the more disruptive it could be.
But we did want to say goodbye.
Or in my case, hello, mostly.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm still confused by all this.
You'll get used to it.
Really?
No.
We really should be getting back, Doctor. Moira would be really sick about us.
Moira, how is she?
She's getting on splendidly, Christine. I know she often thinks of you.
Before we go, would anyone care for a lift? I think that's the least we could offer for everything you've been put through.
If you don't mind, I think I'll pass.
Yeah, I've had my fill of travel for a while. I wonder if I still have my job.
I'd better be on time Monday or I won't have mine.
I could make sure you make it to class.
Oh, no. I'll ring a taxi if that's okay.
Christine?
Thank you. But I found my home. I don't need to look elsewhere anymore.
You've always been wise beyond your years, Chris.
There was another thing I was going to ask. Those amnesia pills that you asked this good fellow here to hide under the console. A small temporal paradox, so you were able to use them yourself?
Yes, I placed them right where my future self requested. Save for the two Charlie and I will need, naturally. But I am not without reservations myself.
One has to wonder. We've seen a man that meddles in time for his own ends. Is this where it starts?
No need to be melodramatic, my dear fellow. If not for that, you'll never be able to stop him when it's your turn. Then, where will we be, Now, before we leave, how about that one last slice of pie?
It was my mother's recipe.
It's delicious.
Charlie, K9 is like a real dog in many respects, but it really is a waste of time trying to feed him your leftovers.
Sorry, Doctor. I thought you sounded hungry.
It was so good to see them, my old selves and my friends. I would have given anything for that night to go on, but time continues to flow, and all things must change. This time, I tell myself, it will be different. Maybe it will be. Part of me wishes it will, and to that, I wish them the best of luck. Keep my future safe, and theirs will be safe as well. That I promise.